So,
Yes.
what is leadership for you if you have to define it?
Okay. I will tell you what leadership is not. Okay. Leadership is not public speaking. Leadership is not charisma. Right? Leadership is not giving direction, and leadership uh, is not a position like CEO or
Mhm.
vice president or deputy head. All these look like leadership. That's why a lot of people tend to think that leadership is a position, leadership is public speaking, leadership is charisma. Yeah, but leadership is not. Okay, to sum it up, leadership is a mindset.
Nowadays, a lot of things has evolved, has changed, even how you celebrate your Chinese New Year, right? So, how would you define and describe the next normal?
How to describe the next normal? Okay, first of all, I would like to say that the changes were always there, even
Mm-hmm.
before COVID-19. For example, digitization, right?
Mm-hmm.
Globalization, automation. All these were always there. Yeah, but it was moving very slowly. For example, working from home. We could have worked from home decades ago, right? The internet, the invention of the internet is a huge breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
The moment we could do Skype, the moment we could email, everything we could work from home. But the company culture did not allow people to work from home,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like leaders, managers, let's not call them leaders, let's call them managers, right? Managers are so uptight. They are afraid that the people are not doing work if they're at
Mm-hmm.
home. They are probably cuddling their spouse, you know, playing with their children and not working. Yeah, so many people did not allow, like for example, working mothers
Mm-hmm.
from home. They'll say like, sorry, you have to resign. If you want to stay home with your children, you have to resign. If you want to work hard, then I'm sorry, go and hire a maid, take care of your
Mm-hmm.
children, ask your in-laws to help, then you have to come to office. It was so rigid and inflexible.
What are the important leadership you would say? I mean, leadership capabilities or skills that you must have to ensure that the next normal will continue. You will be able to continue to lead effectively during the next normal.
I feel that currently there are a lot of very good leaders, right? Just now I mentioned good listening skills, adaptation. I feel
Mhm.
that what is missing right now, the biggest missing piece
Mhm.
is creativity. A lot
Creativity.
of creativity.
Creativity. Sorry.
A lot of leaders that I've been coaching
Mm-hmm.
very low on creativity, and you can't really blame them because uh, we were very creative as a child. Every child is very creative, and the educational system in Asia, I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
it's the same in Hong Kong, in Korea, in Philippines, and in Singapore, and even in China. The educational system kills creativity, right? It just completely wipes out any creativity a child has. When a child goes to 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, there's still a bit left, maybe half the creativity left. I give you an example to be fair. So my son likes to write very innovative stories, like alien car, monster car, and then all sort of things. And the teacher said, "Can you please write normal things, not normal? Write about like going home from school, what happened on the road, what happened at home, what happened in the botanic garden, not monster come down, alien come down, superhero. Like, no, please don't write such things." And we all know how much Disney and Marvel earns. Can you imagine if Disney, Marvel write stories about children going home from school?
Totally agree. I mean, sometimes, the current education system restricts as well the creativity of children, right?
Yeah, and even in science, ironically,
Mhm.
science should be the most creative, right? You have to be very inquisitive. I mean, if all our pioneers were not inquisitive, we wouldn't have the light bulb or the aeroplane or the cruise ship. All these things were born out of innovation and creativity.
Mhm. Mhm.
And yet, when our children in school ask questions, right?
Mhm.
They say, hey, why is this like that? Why is it like that? Hey, what if we change this? What if we change that? And then the teacher said, hey, can you don't waste time? This is not in the curriculum. Huh? So that's very, very sad. Right. In English writing, not creative. In science, not creative. And don't even get me started on mathematics, right?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And that's where, education has to keep up as well in terms of preparing the children to be more effective in terms of leading their life or their future career, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's one gap that, we need to fill to be able to provide children with what they really need in the future, right?
So that they become future creative leaders.